Hello fast trackers, and welcome to this video about an overview of driving theory tests. These are the tips, tricks and secrets. Don't look at the whole question, just look at the keywords, and when you're skimming through it you can read the keywords and you know what it is. This is the masterful way of doing it. This is the higher way of doing it. If you want to be a master of driving theory, just look at the keywords and then pick the right answer. So in this video, we're going to be going through everything to do with driving theory tests. Filler cap is secure, avoid spillage, refuel. These are the only three keywords you need to answer this question. So why is this important, guys? Because if you go to the exam and the exam question gets reworded backwards and forwards, it doesn't matter. You don't need to worry about that. You've got your keywords. Even if you take a pen and paper right now and you write this down, this is how you're supposed to do it. So if you are struggling to pass the driving theory test, if you don't understand the questions that are coming up in the driving theory test, and look, this is a rewording of the other question. What can a loose filler cap on your diesel fuel tank cause? It can cause the level of exhaust emissions. It can make the engine difficult to start. It can improve the vehicle's consumption. It can make the road slippery for other road users. The correct answer is it can make the road slippery. So a loose filler cap can make the road slippery. Well done. If you've done it a few times and you're thinking, why are the questions looking so different and why is the English, always doing it back to front? This is the perfect video for you because I'm going to explain the tips, tricks and secrets for you passing your driving theory test by going through an overview of all of the different sections of the training. In our real training that we have on our website, not to say this isn't real training, this is actual real training. I'm showing you guys how to pass by looking at keywords. I'm going to underline the words and show you how to get the right answers using that. But there's such a huge database of questions that the Driving Theory Test Center uses. I'm going to go through a very small percentage of it, but I'm going to go through every single section and I'm going to note down all the keywords. And in the button below, you will be able to download the vocabulary sheet, so it explains what the words are in this video and what the meanings are, so you yourself can follow along. And then in the real exam you're gonna have 50 questions. You need 43 out of 50 to pass, and the hazard perception is you've got 14 clips and you need out of 75 44 out of 75. I'll be covering hazard perception in another video for you. So this is just going to be your theory test, and then hazard perception is on another video, which is the next video, like how to click and how to get through it. So if you're struggling with theory and hazard perception, follow this series. This is completely free training for you guys to get started. It's your sort of like startup. My name's Rahul Ghazni. I'm the managing director of Fast Track Training. I've been teaching students for 11 years how to pass the driving theory test, and we also teach all of these other courses as well. And so this is our 10-year anniversary, so now we're feeling really happy to get you guys involved in our culture, and we want to say a big thank you to you. So without further ado, let's get straight into some driving theory questions. Let's show you guys how to pass your driving theory test quickly. Okay then, so we're here at the driving theory test checklist. This is the first topic. Topic is alertness. Let's get straight into it. Question number 1. How should you use a satellite navigation system so it doesn't distract you when you're driving? A. Only set the destination when you're lost. B. Choose a voice that you find calming. C. Turn it off while driving in built-up areas. Or D. Stop in a safe place before programming the system. So you always want to pick the safest answer with this one. So you want to stop in a safe place. This is the safe language you want to use. And I've highlighted safe place and satellite navigation system and distraction. These are the words that you'll find in the test. So if you just combine sat-nav, distraction, safe place, you'll always pick the safe answer. So this is the language that you're looking for. You don't have to read the entire question. You can look at the keywords and use the keywords to to answer the question. Next question. You're waiting to emerge from a junction. The windscreen pillar is restricting your view. What should you be particularly aware of? Lorries, buses, motorcycles, or coaches? The correct answer here is motorcycles. So if you're waiting to emerge, it means that you're trying to leave the junction. The junction is a side road to the main road. So it's the road that connects to the main road. And motorcyclists are the smallest. So they're the easiest to get distracted by. They're the easiest to miss. So when you're coming out of a small road onto a main road, look for the smallest person. Out of all of these, pick the smallest one, whether it's a child, a pedestrian, or a motorcyclist. You're turning right onto a dual carriageway. What should you do before emerging? Check that the central reservation is wide enough for your vehicle. Position your vehicle well to the left of the side road. Make sure that you leave enough room for a vehicle behind. Stop, apply the handbrake, and then select to lower gear. So if you're turning right onto a carriageway, you want to check your right-hand mirrors. So which one of these shows us about the right-hand mirrors? If you're going onto a dual carriageway, it's a central reservation. So you want to pick the safest answer. Check that your central reservation is wide enough. What's a central reservation? It's the gap between two sides of the road. And a dual carriageway is 70 miles an hour, 2 lanes going up, 2 lanes going down. Emerging, we know that we're coming out. I can show you guys pictures of this, but I want to show you the language more than the pictures. If you want to see the pictures, then in our course that we have on our website, inside there, we do pictures for every single question to show you what it looks like. What is likely to happen if you use a hands-free phone while you're driving? It will divert your attention. It will increase your concentration. It will reduce your view. It will improve your safety. So if you're using a phone, it's going to divert. You know, like if you use a phone and there's someone that calls and then the phone call gets diverted, it moves to someone else. That's the language. Hands-free phone, divert. It's going to distract you, divert your attention using a mobile phone when you're driving. Don't use mobile phone when you're driving. Do your best to just lock it away and keep driving. Concentrate. What does the term blind spot mean for a driver? An area covered by your right-hand mirror, an area not covered by your mirrors, an area covered by your left-hand mirror, an area not covered by your headlights. So blind spot is an area not covered by your mirrors. Now the trick here is that they're going to say right-hand mirror, left-hand mirror, and headlights. No, it's all of your mirrors. All of your mirrors. It should be, oh wait, no, this should be all of your mirrors. Question number 5. What does the term blind spot mean for a driver? An area covered by your right-hand mirror, an area not covered by your mirrors, an area covered by your left-hand mirror, an area not covered by your headlights. So we want to look for the answer that says all your mirrors. So this is the correct one here. An area not covered by your mirrors. So a blind spot is like over your shoulder. You'll see motorcyclists checking over their shoulder looking for a blind spot. This is the blind spot here. You can't see clearly behind when reversing. What should you do? Open the door and look behind. Ask someone to guide you. Look in the near side mirror. Open the window to look behind. So the correct answer here is you want someone to guide you. And so the right answer is asking someone to guide you means if you can't see clearly, like you can't see behind, ask someone to get out and like tell you to go, because you don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to hit anybody. And God forbid, you don't want to hit a child who's quite small. You won't see them in your mirrors. When do windscreen pillars cause a serious obstruction to your view? When you're driving on a dual carriageway, when you're approaching bends and junctions, when you're approaching a one-way street, when you're driving on a motorway. So the correct answer here is when you're approaching bends and junctions. So a windscreen pillar can cause a serious obstruction when you're approaching a bend and a junction. And just to help you guys, what is a windscreen pillar? This is a windscreen pillar here. You know, when you're driving your car and there's someone that you can't see, this is a windscreen pillar here. Windscreen pillar, and it blocks people that are coming from the junction. So it sort of goes into your blind spot. These are your blind spots here, because this is a blind spot because you can't see behind it. So you want to be very careful about that. So when do windscreen pillars cause serious obstruction? When approaching bends and junctions where pedestrians can be leaving. Question number 8. You lose your way on a busy road. What's the best action to take? Check a map and keep going with the traffic flow. Stop at traffic lights and ask pedestrians. Shout at other drivers and ask them the way. Turn into a side road. Stop and check a map. This is the safest answer. This is a really good answer here because it's safe. You're being a safe driver. The reason why they've made this exam so difficult, and I'll explain a little bit more about it, is because in this exam, they don't want you driving a car. They're trying to reduce the mortality rates on the road by making the exam more difficult. What that means is people who can't read English very well are falling in between the margins. That's why this training, the one that you're on right now, gives you a vocabulary sheet. We translate it into your language and we give you the accurate questions. That's it, done. It took us 11 years to figure that out. That it was like that, but we had to make sure that we did it right. So right now it's perfect. It's got a 99% pass rate. It's really good because you just have the same questions. You have a vocabulary sheet that explains what the meaning is. And in the training area with your username and password, it literally has like a video explaining all of it, just like we're doing now. So that's why it's so easy now for everyone to pass. Question 9. Your vehicle is fitted with a handheld telephone. What should you do to use the phone? So again, it's the phone question. Reduce your speed, find a safe place to stop, be particularly careful at junctions, steer the vehicle with one hand. This is a technique I'm going to show you that I teach all the students. We teach it, our wonderful teachers. We get rid of the bad answers. So out of the 4 answers, get rid of D. That's a bad answer. Be particularly careful at junctions. That's also a bad answer. Reduce your speed while you're driving using your handheld telephone. That's also a bad answer. You're only left with finding a safe place to stop. And remember, they're testing to see if you are being safe. So when you see a telephone, safe place to stop is the only 2 things that you need to look at. You don't need to read the question. I'm telling you this one more time. Using this technique, you do not need to read the question. You just need to look for the keywords. Okay, when you do that, it's cool. It's not going to be a problem for you. I promise. You're traveling along this narrow country road. How should you pass the cyclists? Keep close to them as you pass. Leave them plenty of room as you pass. Sound your horn as you pass. Change down 1 gear before you pass. So out of these 4, keep close to them is a bad answer. Leave them plenty of room is a good answer. Sound your horn. Nope. And change 1 gear down. So the last answer is leave plenty of room. So the technique you can use again is narrow country road. Again, download the document that I've put down there for you. And in the document, it explains what a narrow country road is. You're passing a cyclist, give them plenty of room. Country road, passing cyclists, plenty of room. Simple. All right, guys. So that was the end of the first topic, which is alertness. Let's go on to topic number 2, which is attitude. What style of driving causes increased risk to everyone? Responsible, defensive, considerate, or competitive? The correct answer is competitive. So what's a risky way of driving? Driving like a race car driver, competitive, like going vroom, vroom, vroom. I want to overtake you because you're an ambulance. Very, very dangerous driving. The rest of these you can see in the language vocabulary sheet that you can download on the same page. After refueling your vehicle, what should you do to avoid spillage? Check that your filler cap is securely fastened. Check that you've used a locking filler cap. Check that your tank is only 3/4 full. Check that your fuel gauge is working. Now, this is an example of how the exam is going to trick you. Look at A and B. Take your time. Read the question. We don't have to rush anything. Slow it down. Let's read it one more time. After refueling your vehicle, what should you do to avoid spillage? What's spillage? Spillage is when the fuel comes out of your car. A, check that your filler cap is securely fastened. B, check that you've used a locking filler cap. These 2 are very similar answers, and that's how you're going to get tripped up. That's what they do in the test. 4 of the answers, 2 of them are similar, and then the other 2 are completely wrong. Check that your tank is only 3/4 full. Ain't no one got time to get their tank 3/4 full. Fill it up to its fullest and drive your car. Check that your fuel gauge is working. It better be working if you're driving a car. So these 2 answers are wrong. It's between these 2. So what will you pick? What are you going to pick? What's your answer? Is it A or B? Check that your filler cap is securely fastened, or check that you've used a locking filler cap. Filler cap is secure, avoid spillage, refuel. These are the only 3 keywords you need to answer this question. So why is this important, guys? Because if you go to the exam and the exam question gets reworded backwards and forwards, it doesn't matter. You don't need to worry about that. You've got your keywords. Even if you take a pen and paper right now and you write this down, this is how you're supposed to do it. And look, this is a rewording of the other question. What can a loose filler cap on your diesel fuel tank cause? It can cause the level of exhaust emissions. It can make the engine difficult to start. It can improve the vehicle's consumption. It can make the road slippery for other road users. The correct answer is it can make the road slippery. So a loose filler cap can make the road slippery. Well done. Those are all the techniques. Let's speed up a little bit, guys, and let's get through these questions. You're driving a slow moving vehicle on a narrow winding road. What should you do? Pull in when you can to let following vehicles overtake. Wave following vehicles past if you think that you can overtake you quickly. Give a left signal when it's safe for vehicles to overtake you. Keep well out to stop the vehicles overtaking dangerously. So you want to pull in when you can to let them overtake. So if you're on a slow road, let them overtake you by pulling in. These are the 3 key words you want to use, 3 key sentences. Pull in when you can, following vehicles can overtake. You're driving at night on an unlit road following another vehicle. What should you do? Flash your headlights, use dipped headlights, use full beam headlights, switch off your headlights. The correct answer here is use dipped headlights. So if you're driving at night on an unlit road, use dipped headlights. Well done. In which conditions should you leave at least a 2-second gap between your vehicle and the one in front? Foggy, damp, dry, or wet? The correct answer is dry. 2-second gap is for dry, 4-second gap is for wet, and 10-second is for icy. You're approaching a red light at a puffin crossing. Pedestrians are on the crossing. When will the red light change? When the driver from the opposite direction reaches the crossing, when the pedestrians push the button on the far side of the crossing, when you start to edge forward onto the crossing, when the pedestrians have cleared the crossing. The correct answer here is when the pedestrians have cleared the crossing. So puffin crossing, cleared, meaning that the light will only turn to green when they have reached a safe position on the other side. A vehicle pulls out in front of you at a junction. What should you do? Flash your headlights and drive up close behind. Slow down and be ready to stop. Accelerate past it immediately. Swerve past it and sound the horn. The correct answer is slow down and be ready to stop. So again, we know what junction means. It's a side road connected to a main road. Someone pulls out of there in front of you. All of these other answers are things very dangerous. Swerve past it, sounding horn, beep, beep, beep. Flash your headlights and drive up close behind. Hey, I'm tailgating you. Accelerate past it immediately. Wow. I don't think I've ever said wow when I'm driving like that. Slow down and be ready to stop is the safest answer. So out of the 4 answers, only 1 is really going to work for you. You're approaching a zebra crossing. Pedestrians are waiting to cross. What should you do? Wave at them to cross the road. Slow down and be ready to stop. Give way to the elderly and infirm only. Use your headlights to indicate they can cross. So you want to slow down and be ready to stop. Again, it's the same language as the last test. Question, slow down, right? Give elderly and infirm. I'm going to talk about the elderly, and infirm means people who can't walk, but zebra crossing, slow down. Very simple. What should you do when you're overtaking a horse and rider? Flash your headlights as a warning. Go past quickly as possible. Go past slowly and carefully. Sound your horn as a warning. So can you guys see that there's certain language that you never use? Sounding your horn. Go past quickly, flash your headlights as a warning. See, some of these answers are going to be difficult, but as long as you remember that a lot of the answers are go past slowly, be careful, slow down, wait for them to get to a safe position. This is about safety. Can you start to see the language that you're supposed to choose? And guess what? If you know the language, you don't even have to read the question. I'm telling you guys like the secrets of how to do this. So you're leaving your vehicle parked on a road and unattended. When may you leave the engine running? Never if you're away from the vehicle. If the battery keeps going flat when parked in a 20-mile-per-hour zone, if you'll be parking for less than 5 minutes. The correct answer is never if you're away from the vehicle. So you're leaving your vehicle parked on a road and unattended. When may you leave the engine running? Never if you're away from the vehicle. That's correct. You want to put a rear-facing baby seat on the front passenger seat, which is protected by a frontal airbag. What must you do before setting off? Ask a passenger to hold the baby, deactivate the airbag, put the child in an adult seatbelt, turn the seat to face sideways. The correct answer is deactivate the airbag. So a rear-facing baby seat in the front passenger side means that if the airbag opens, it will hit the baby's face. So you need to deactivate. Deactivate means stop. So you put your key into the side of the glove compartment where the airbag is and turn it, and it will turn off the airbag. There's loads of videos on YouTube on how to do that. I encourage you to look at some. Question 3, you're parked at the side of the road. You'll be waiting for some time for a passenger. What should you do? Switch off the engine, use your headlights, switch off the radio, or apply the steering lock. The correct answer is switch off the engine. So if you're parked, waiting, turn the engine off. Do you see how I'm showing you how to skip through it? These are the tips, tricks, and secrets. Don't look at the whole question. Just look at the keywords, and when you're skimming through it, you can read the keywords and you know what it is. This is the masterful way of doing it. This is the higher way of doing it. If you want to be a master of driving theory, just look at the keywords and then pick the right answer. You're carrying an 11-year-old child in the back seat of your car. They're under 1.35 meters, 4 feet 5 inches tall. What must you make sure of? That they can see clearly out of the front window, that they can sit between two belted people, that a suitable child restraint is available, that they can fasten their own seatbelt. Suitable child restraint means a child seat. The language here is child seat if they're under this height. You're carrying a 5-year-old child in the back seat of your car. They're under 1.35 meters. A correct child restraint isn't available. How should you seat them? Between two other children, using an adult seatbelt, behind the passenger seat, or sharing a belt with an adult. And I'm sorry guys if I'm going a bit quickly, but I realized that because we're doing the whole section, if I took my time on each one, it would be here for like 2 hours. So inside the real training that we have, we actually have this all lined up like there's probably some videos that are like 20 minutes and some videos that are 40 minutes and some videos that are 60 minutes. We'll go through everything in one go. So a correct child restraint isn't available using an adult seatbelt. So you should seat them using an adult seatbelt if there's not a correct seat. You have too much oil in your engine. What could this cause? Low oil pressure, engine overheating, chain wear, oil leaks. Very simply, oil leaks. But do you see how A and D is very similar? Low oil pressure, oil leaks. Leaks mean that the oil is coming out of your car. Too much oil means that the oil is leaking out of the car. You're driving a friend's children home from school. They're both under 14 years old. Who's responsible for making sure they wear their seatbelt or approve child restraint when required? An adult passenger, you, the driver, the children, or your friend. So anyone in your car that's not wearing a seatbelt, you, the driver, are responsible. It's you. So approve child responsible. That's it. When is it acceptable for a passenger to travel in a car without wearing a seatbelt? When they're exempt for medical reasons, when they're under 14 years old, when they're under 1.5 meters, 5 feet in height, when they're sitting in the rear seat. So the correct answer here is when they're exempt for medical reasons. So when is it acceptable for a passenger to travel in a car without wearing a seatbelt? When they're exempt for medical reasons. Fuel consumption is at its highest when you're doing what? Steering, accelerating, coasting, or braking. The correct answer here is accelerating, but I've also highlighted steering, coasting, and braking fuel consumption. And the reason is that it's really important for you to understand the language. So steering is where you're steering the car. Coasting is where the car does not have a gear. Braking is where you are braking very harshly, and accelerating is where the speed is going vroom up. So fuel consumption is at its highest when you are accelerating. Very good. So you're checking your trailer tires. What's the legal minimum tread depth over the central 3/4 of its breadth? Very difficult language here. 1 millimeters, 2 millimeters, 1.6, 2.6. But the trick is it's only 1.6. So legal minimum tread depth is always 1.6. you don't even have to read the question. Central 3/4 over its tread depth basically means like, even if I was to type in 1.6 millimeters, it will know what I'm looking for. I don't even have to type anything. It just knows that it's going to talk about like over the central breadth at 1.6 millimeters, or a 20 pence, or a £1 coin, as this person's this person said, you know what? I'm a little bit more expensive. I'm going to use a quid to check my tires. Whereas the normal working man and woman uses a 20 pence, because that's the depth. It should be 20 pence. But if you're a bit posh, use a quid. But it shouldn't. This is the 1.6 millimeters here. That's less than 1.6 millimeters. That means that this tire is not good for the road. It doesn't have grip. This tire is good for the road. It does have grip. And this person's a bit posh. Oh, he's using a euro. Oh, it's not a quid. It's a euro. Oh, okay. So they're just European. That's even worse. Right. No, I'm joking. We love the Europeans. We're really sorry that we had to leave Brexit. It was not very nice. I voted to stay. Okay, safety margins, topic 4. Here we go. What should you do when driving in fog? Position close to the center line. Use sidelines lights only. Allow more time for your journey. Keep close to the car in the front. Allow more time for your journey. Yes, if you're driving in fog, allow more time. Because you can't see, you need time to slow down, and if you shouldn't get too close to the cars. Fog is in Urdu, the language of Urdu and Hindi. It's called dund. Fog is dund. And guys, if you get the vocab sheet and you need it translating into a different language, just WhatsApp us, message us, and say, Rahil, I just need this in like Romanian. I need it in the language Urdu, Hindi, Punjabi, Chinese, French, German, and we'll just translate it for you. It doesn't take us a long time to do it for you, so we're very happy to. Just ask us, just WhatsApp us or message us that you want it in your own language. Question 2, what can result when you travel for long distances in neutral, known as coasting? Reduction in control, easier steering, increased fuel consumption, or improvement in control? The correct answer is reduction in control. So long distances in neutral is where your car is not in gear and you're rolling down a hill. It saves you money, 20 pence or €1, whatever. It saves you a bit of money, but you don't have any engine braking. So it's reduction in control. You're driving on a wet motorway with surface spray. What lights should you use? Side lights, rear fog lights, dipped headlights, hazard warning lights. This is one of my favorite questions. Wet motorway, surface spray. What is surface spray? Surface spray. What is surface spray? Oh yeah, well it is the stuff you spray on your countertop. But if I typed car, it's got a whole different meaning. Surface spray is when you're in front of the other car and their wheels are throwing up water in front of you. And by throwing up water like that, it's spraying in your eyes. So surface spray usually from a lorry or from a car or, from something like that. So you're driving on a wet motorway, surface spray, which you now know what it means. Put on your dipped headlights, which is your normal lights. When will anti-lock brakes take effect? When you don't brake quickly enough, when you haven't seen a hazard ahead, when you're speeding on a slippery road surface, or when the wheels are about to lock. The correct answer here is when the anti-lock brakes take effect. So when the wheels are about to lock. So anti-lock brakes are the brakes on your car. When an emergency happens, they stop and they go like that. They stop the vehicle, anti-lock brakes, and the wheels are about to lock. If you want to see a full video of what this is, go and register for the full course, because I have a video in there that explains, it allows you to brake and steer at the same time. When are anti-lock brakes ABS most effective? When you brake normally, but grip the steering wheel tightly. When you brake promptly and firmly until you've stopped. When you keep pumping the foot brake to prevent skidding. When you apply the handbrake to reduce the stopping distance. So ABS brakes are most effective when you brake promptly and firmly until you've stopped. So ABS brakes are when you've braked promptly and firmly until you stopped. Well done. Meaning okay, so again, I'm not going to cover this again and again in here. I've got it inside the main course. But ABS is where it's like an emergency and you see like a rock fall in front of you or a child come out from between a car and you put your foot, bang, right? Sorry, that was really loud. I didn't mean it to be that loud. Sorry. Right. But it has to be loud and it has to be proper because it's an emergency. So you have to put your hand on the brake, your feet on the brake. And that tells the car there's an emergency. So you got to brake firmly and promptly. This is firmly and promptly, not relaxed. Don't do it relaxed because it doesn't tell the car that there's an emergency. In the newer cars, it will automatically detect that there's something in front of you. And then you hear beep, 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 and then that's ABS. So if you're driving in another car, that's pretty much what it is. How can you use your vehicle's engine as a brake? By selecting a reverse gear, by selecting a neutral gear, by changing to a lower gear, by changing to a higher gear. So how can you use the vehicle's engine as a brake? By changing to a lower gear. Now I've also put neutral gear and higher gear in here, and that's in the document you can download, and it breaks down the meaning of each one of these. You're driving on an open road in dry weather. What should the distance be between you and the vehicle in front? 1 car length, 2 second time gap, 2 meters, 6 feet 6 inches, 2 car lengths. The correct answer is 2 second time gap. So an open road in dry weather is a 2 second time gap. It's 4 seconds in rain, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, times 2 in rain times 10 in ice. In which conditions will your overall stopping distance increase? In the rain, in the fog, in strong winds at night? The trick is to whatever's connecting to the road. So overall stopping distance increases in the rain. Very good. You're driving along a wet road. How can you tell if your vehicle's tires are losing their grip on the surface? The engine noise will increase. The steering will feel very thin and light. The steering will feel very heavy. The engine noise will increase. So the correct answer here is that the steering will feel very light. So if you're on a wet road and you're losing your grip, then your steering goes shh. So it will feel very, very light. It'll be like you're skiing on the road. What would suggest you're driving on ice? There's less transmission noise, there's less wind noise, there's less tire noise, there's less engine noise. The correct answer here is that there's less tire noise. So if you're driving on ice, there's less noise for the tire. All right, guys, we're at topic number 5, vulnerable road users. Let's keep this up. This is going to go through the entire, it's like an overview of the driving theory test. You're driving towards a zebra crossing. A person in a wheelchair is waiting to cross. What should you do? Be prepared to stop, wave to the person to wait, continue on your way, wave to the person to cross. So the correct answer here is be prepared to stop. So as zebra crossing, make sure you're stopping. Do you see this language that keeps propping up? It's frequently used a lot. So even if you went to the exam and you can't read English, let's imagine you can't read, or you have dyslexia, or you have reading difficulties or learning difficulties. If you understand that, zebra crossing, being prepared to stop is the majority of the answers, then you're going to be fine. It's a safe answer. Pick the safest one. You're dazzled at night by a vehicle behind you. What should you do? Set your mirror to dazzle the other vehicle driver. Set your mirror to anti-dazzle position. Brake sharply to a stop. Switch on your rear lights on and off. So the correct answer here is you're dazzled at night. Set your mirror to anti-dazzle. Anti-dazzle means tweaking it up like this. Excuse me. So this is called anti-dazzle position here. So the anti-dazzle position is where you don't get blinded by the other driver. So if like the other driver's headlights are blinding you, set it to anti-dazzle, which is where you flick it underneath like this. When you flick it, then you'll be able to set it to anti-dazzle. Very good. Very good. You're driving past parked cars. You notice a bicycle wheel sticking out between them. What should you do? Brake sharply and flash your headlights. Slow down and wave the cyclist across. Slow down and be prepared to stop for a cyclist. Accelerate past quickly and sound your horn. So the correct answer here is slow down and be prepared to stop for a cyclist. So you're driving past parked cars, bicycle wheel sticking out, slow down. Why? Because a cyclist could come out of there and cause a problem. The road outside the school is marked with the yellow zigzag lines. What do these lines mean? You must stay with your vehicle if you park here. You may park on the lines when dropping off school children. You may park on the lines when picking up school children. You mustn't wait and park your vehicle here. The correct answer here is that you mustn't wait and park here. So if you look at school yellow zigzag lines, Here we go. It already comes up. This is what they're saying that you shouldn't be parking on. Why don't you park on here? Because when kids leave the school, they need this space to see left and right if there's any cars coming. It's designed to give them a lot of vision. And if you park your car on there, it's going to cause a problem. But also, you'll see on zebra crossings where there's like these zigzag lines. And it's basically telling you you're not allowed to park on these zigzag lines because they need vision to look left and right, see what's going on. So you're never ever allowed to park on these zigzag lines. Excellent. Okay. So you mustn't wait or park your vehicle here at all on the zigzag lines. You'll come across this question quite a few times, so do make sure you nail it. Where should you take particular care to look for motorcyclists and cyclists? At junctions, at zebra crossings, on dual carriageways, or on one-way streets? The correct answer here is at junctions. So if you see pedestrians or you see cyclists coming out of the side road that connects to the main road, that's the junction. You need to be very careful and make sure that you don't how can I put let them you don't see them. You got to keep your eyes on them. So at junctions, take particular care. Why should you allow extra room when overtaking a motorcyclist on a windy day? The rider may stop suddenly, the rider may turn off suddenly to get out of the wind, the rider may be blown across in front of you, the rider may be traveling faster than normal. The correct answer is the rider may be blown across in front of you. So this is a question a lot of students get wrong. And they get it wrong because they don't know what the word blown means. Blown is when a big wind comes and pushes them. So you have to allow extra room when overtaking because the rider may be blown across in front of you. Well done. How should you overtake horse riders? Drive up close and overtake as soon as possible. Drive slowly and leave plenty of room. Use your horn just once to warn them. Speed isn't important, but allow plenty of room. The correct answer here is drive slowly and leave plenty of room. So how should you overtake horse riders? Again, the same language that we used in the other sections. Can you see now how doing an overview of everything in one go, you can start to see the language that you're supposed to be picking? And again, if you download the sheet that I put on this page for you, the language is all there and it's explained, and we'll translate it for you as well. We're very happy to. There's no problems with that. You're driving in town, there's a bus at the bus stop on the other side of the road. Why should you be careful? Pedestrians might come from behind the bus might have broken down, the bus might remain stationary, the bus might move off suddenly. So it's more about pedestrians. If you're at a bus stop, it's always pedestrians. Bus stop, pedestrians. Bus stop, pedestrians. Why? Because pedestrians can come from front of the bus or the behind the bus. You're driving in a slow-moving queue of traffic. Just before changing lanes, what should you do? Change down to first gear, sound the horn and flash your lights, look for motorcyclists filtering through the traffic, give a slowing down arm signal. So the correct answer is look for motorcyclists filtering through the traffic. So slow-moving traffic, look for motorcyclists filtering. What does filtering mean? It means that they're going through in between the cars and you have to keep an eye open for them. So if you're going to overtake, check your mirrors for any cyclist, check it again, check your blind spot, then overtake. You want to turn right from the main road into a side road. What should you do just before turning? Select first gear, stop and set the handbrake, cancel your right turn signal, check for traffic overtaking on your right. So the correct answer is, if you're turning right from a main road into a side road, check for overtaking traffic on your right. So again, main road, side road, check for overtaking traffic. Actually, we should have highlighted turn right as well. So if you're turning right, check for traffic on your right. All right, guys, we're halfway through. Let's keep it going. This is other types of vehicles. It's a very windy day and you're about to overtake a cyclist. What should you do? Allow extra room, sound your horn repeatedly, keep close as you pass, overtake very slowly. Again, we can see this language keeps propping up. It's a windy day, give them extra room. It's the same language repeated again and again. You're driving in heavy traffic on a wet road. Spray makes it difficult to be seen. What lights should you use? Side lights only, rear fog lights if visibility is more than 100 meters, full beam headlights or dipped headlights. Again, we're seeing the same language. Wet road, spray, dipped. Full beam is an interesting one because that means you put it onto full, which can blind people. But look, it's the same language. Do you get it now? Do you see the secret? Yeah? Wicked. I'm so happy that you can see it now, because it's been driving me mad for years, for 11 years. Why are all my students with great English passing, but all my students that don't have great English not passing? It's because we got to take out the keywords. We've got to take out the language. And this is how this training does it. Fast track training does it like this, where we don't teach you everything. We teach you specifically what comes in the test. You're towing a caravan. Which is the safest type of rear view mirror to use? Ordinary door mirrors, interior wide angle mirror, ordinary interior mirror, extended arm side mirrors. The correct answer here is extended arm side mirrors. So you're towing a caravan. The safest type of rear view is rear view mirror, extended arm side mirror. As a driver, why should you be more careful with trams operate? Because they don't have a horn, because they can't stop for cars, because they don't have lights, because they can't steer to avoid you. Correct answer is they can't steer to avoid you. So trams, what are a tram? I mean, some of you guys don't have trams in your cities. That's okay. It's not a problem. Let me show you. It's not that big a deal. Trams are not that incredible. Nottingham has a wonderful tram system. It's going bankrupt, but it's okay because it looks cool. Hey, what are you going to do? Edinburgh has a lovely one. I don't think it's going bankrupt. Right. It cannot steer to avoid you. San Francisco has one, I think, or something of the sort. So they're on lines. And on the lines, if your car is stopped on the lines, it's not going to have enough time to slow down. So you have to be able to know that this is dangerous because they cannot steer to avoid you. So going back to the question, trams operate, meaning where they are, where they drive, they can't steer to avoid you. Look. They can't steer around you. They're on tracks. Okay then, question number 5. You're driving along this road. What should you be prepared to do? Sound your horn and continue, squeeze through the gap, slow down and give way, or report the driver to the police? The correct answer is slow down and give way. So when you see large lorries, you can tell that there's not a lot of space for you to get through. You've got to stop here, let them complete their maneuver, carry on, and then you continue. So again, it's the same language, slow down and give way. In fact, you should be tattooing this on your back because it's so popular, or inside your eyelids. So every time you close your eyes, you're like, slow down and give way. Honey, what was that? I was just dreaming about a lorry that I was going to overtake. What did you do? I slow down and give way. Well done, honey. I'm so proud of you. Such a safe driver. Now go back to sleep. See, you're a good member of society when you slow down and give way. Here we go. Question number 6. You're driving in town. Ahead of you, a bus is at a bus stop. Which of the following should you do? Flash your lights and warn the driver of your presence. Continue at the same speed but sound your horn as a warning. Watch carefully for the sudden appearance of pedestrians. Pass the bus as quickly as you possibly can. The correct answer is watch carefully for the sudden appearance of the pedestrians. So when you're driving, so again, bus stop, pedestrians, always the same. It's always like, if you see a bus, look out for pedestrians. No problems, right? That's pretty much it. It's a very windy day. Again, I'm not even gonna look at the answers. If it's windy and we're behind a motorcycle who's overtaking a high-sided vehicle, I know I have to keep back. Because overtaking the motorcycle immediately is a bad answer. Keeping close to the motorcyclist is a bad answer. That's tailgating. Staying level, meaning alongside the motorcycle, is a bad answer. You gotta keep well back. So overtaking a high-sided vehicle means like you're overtaking a lorry and you have to stay back. Let the motorcyclist complete their maneuver because the wind could get them, because it's a very windy day. Why is it more difficult to overtake a large vehicle than a car? It will be slow. It will be slow climbing hills. It will take longer to pass one. It will be fitted with a speed limiter. It will have air brakes. So why is it more difficult to overtake a large vehicle than a car? It's because it will take longer to pass a car. So why is it more difficult to overtake a large vehicle? It will take longer to pass one. So a long vehicle is like a lorry. It takes longer to pass a lorry. And while you're in the overtaking position, it's quite dangerous to do that. Keep there. What's the maximum speed of a powered wheelchairs or scooters used by disabled people? 8 miles per hour, 12, 16, 20. The correct answer is 8 miles per hour. So powered wheelchairs or scooters is 8 miles per hour. You're following a large vehicle approaching a crossroads. The driver signals to turn left. What should you do? So again, I'm not going to read the answers. Actually, sorry, I will read the answers. I was told off by my students like years ago. They said, Rahil, I know you're really eager to explain things, but please can you read the answers first? So actually, let me do what they tell me to do. I'll never forget the lessons I learned in the class. I really enjoyed it. Overtake if you can leave plenty of room. Don't overtake until your vehicle begins to turn. Don't overtake as you approach or at the junction. Overtake only if there are no oncoming vehicles. So you're following a large vehicle approaching crossroads. I'm just going to stay back. Whichever answer tells me to stay back. Don't overtake unless the vehicle begins to turn. Don't overtake as you approach or at the junction. I think it's this one. Don't overtake as you approach or at the junction. So meaning what's really interesting here is you're following a large vehicle approaching crossroads. The driver signals to the left. What should you do? Don't overtake as you approach or at the junction. This is a very safe answer because if you're at the junction and you're overtaking, that's good. But also don't overtake until the vehicle begins to turn is also a really good answer. And the reason for that is if you're overtaking as the vehicle begins to turn, then you need to be aware that you have to have vision. And I'm going to show you what that vision is. Let me show you. Okay. Overtaking at junction. So what it means is this, guys. Don't overtake at a junction because the other car driver can't see, and you never know if there's something that's going to overtake around it. So this is the premise that we're looking at. The vehicle can't see past the car. If you start overtaking and they overtake at the same time, it's very, very dangerous. So you don't want to overtake at a junction. It's a very dangerous place to do it. Wait until after the junction. Like don't stay level with the cyclist. Wait until after the junction to overtake. That's the correct answer. Okay. So don't overtake as you approach or at the junction, overtake after the junction. All right, hazard awareness. Your motorway journey is boring and you feel drowsy. What should you do? Stop on the hard shoulder for a sleep, slow down and let other drivers overtake, speed up and arrive at your destination sooner, open a window and stop as soon as it's safe and legal. The correct answer here is open a window as soon as stop as soon as it's safe and legal. So if you're driving along the motorway, like, oh, I'm going to London and I'm tired, or then you got to open the window and let the air hit you. Go, I'm closing my eyes and I'm changing lanes. Okay, I need to go to the service area and have a cup of coffee and wait 20 minutes. That's the idea. By opening the window, the wind is going to hit your face. So that's it. If you feel tired, always pull over because if you have passengers with you, you do not want to crash. Why should the junction on the left be kept clear? To allow vehicles to park, to allow the bus to reverse, to allow vehicles to make a U-turn, to allow vehicles to enter and emerge. The correct answer here is to allow vehicles to enter and emerge. Enter and emerge means like to come in and to leave. So a junction is a side road connected to the main road. It should be kept clear to allow vehicles to come and go. You'll see a picture of that later. You'll see it all over the place. After passing your driving test, you suffer from ill health. This affects your driving. What must you do? Inform your local police. Always drive accompanied. Inform the licensing authority. Avoid using motorways. The correct answer here is inform the licensing authority. So you suffer from ill health. This affects your driving. Inform the licensing authority. So always drive accompanied or inform the licensing authority. If you've had a stroke, God forbid, if you have a heart attack, God forbid, the first thing we want to say is we wish the very best for your health going forward, and we wish the very best going forward in what you do. Inform the licensing authority, tell them that you've had a heart attack or you've had a stroke or you've lost sight in one of your eyes, and then they'll see if you can keep driving. They'll give you a disabled blue badge, and they'll take care of you from there. Always driving a company means you got to drive with someone with you, which is not always the best thing. You're waiting to emerge at a junction. We know what this means. Your view is restricted by parked vehicles. We know what restricted view is. It means you can't see. What can help you to see traffic on the road that you're joining? checking for traffic in your interior mirror, making eye contact with other road users, looking for traffic behind you, reflections of traffic in shop windows. So this is reflections of traffic in shop windows. So when you are seeing the reflection of other cars in your shop windows, that helps you to see what's going on. So to give you an idea of what this means, a lot of people get confused as to what this means, but traffic in shop windows. So when you're driving a car and you can look into the window of a car and you can see that there's cars coming and going, that helps you to see what's going on the traffic on the road that you're joining. And that's what it means. That's pretty simply what it is. It just means look at the windows of the shops to see what's going on with the cars. In which circumstances may you use hazard warning lights? When warning oncoming traffic that you intend to stop, when you're double parked on a two-way road, when driving on a motorway to warn traffic behind of a hazard ahead, when your direction indicators aren't working. So the correct answer is when you're driving on a motorway to warn traffic behind of a hazard ahead. So in which of these circumstances may you use hazard warning lights to warn traffic behind of a hazard ahead? So hazard warning lights are the yellow lights. When you press it, the lights come on the sides. In what way are provisional car license holders restricted? They can't carry passengers in the rear seats. They can't drive unaccompanied. They can't drive between 11:30 p.m. and 7 a.m. They can't drive at more than 40 miles an hour. The correct answer is they can't drive unaccompanied. So in what way are provisional car license holders restricted? They can't drive unaccompanied. Meaning you guys can't drive without a supervisor until you get your full license. And another answer to another question is you can't drive on the motorways until you get your full license. Yeah, sucks to be you guys right now. But remember, with all the hard work that you're putting in the end, you'll have a driving license and you can drive on the motorway and you can drive unaccompanied, meaning no one with you. The first time you drive without someone sitting next to you is the scariest thing that you'll ever do for about 5 minutes. You'll be sweating cold sweat. And then after you've sweated cold sweat, you'll be driving like this, putting your favorite song on, going, yeah. Oh, I've gone past a red light, but it doesn't matter because I'm driving. That was my experience pretty much. Get used to going to those speed awareness courses in your first year because you're learning the speed limits. You guys are safe. You won't be doing that. I was like 17, 18. Ahead of you, traffic in the left-hand lane is slowing down. What should you do? Move across and continue in the right-hand lane. Slow down, keeping a safe distance. Accelerate past the vehicles in the left-hand lane. Pull up on the left-hand verge. So the correct answer is slow down, keeping a safe separation distance. Okay, question number 8. You're driving towards this left-hand bend. What dangers should you be aware of? No sign to warn you of the bend, no white lines in the center of the road, a vehicle overtaking you, pedestrians walking towards you. The correct answer here is pedestrians walking towards you. So if you're driving towards the left-hand bend, what dangers should you be aware of? Pedestrians walking towards you. The reason for this is that on a normal countryside road, horses go on the left, cars go on the left, cycles go on the left, motorcycles go on the left. Pedestrians, they can go on the left or the right. So this is telling you, if you're on a countryside road, what should you be aware of when you're going that could be coming towards you? Well, pedestrians can be on the left-hand side or the right-hand side. They can walk away from you or towards you. So this is testing. Do you know that pedestrians can be on both sides of the road? Why? Because all the other vehicles should be going to the left. Simple, right? Cool. You'll never forget this. You're driving along this motorway. It's raining. What should you do when you're following this lorry? Question number 9. You're driving along this motorway. It's raining. What should you do when following this lorry? Be aware of spray reducing your vision. Be aware of water cause tire slip. Move left and drive on the hard shoulder. The correct answer here is be aware of spray reducing your vision. So again, it's the same thing, guys. It's like spray, reduce your vision. It's like water that goes into your face, pretty much. When driving a car fitted with automatic transmission, what would you use kick down for? Fuel economy, slow braking, cruise control, or quick acceleration? The correct answer here is quick acceleration. So when driving a car fitted with automatic transmission, what would you use kick down for? Quick acceleration. Very good. All right, well done. You're braking on a wet road. Your vehicle begins to skid. It doesn't have anti-lock brakes. What's the first thing you should do? Push harder on the brake pedal, quickly pull up the handbrake, release the foot brake, or gently use the accelerator. The correct answer here is release the foot brake. So your vehicle begins to skid. It doesn't have anti-lock brakes. Release the foot brake. The reason you do that is because when your car is driving it's a wet road and it starts to skid, take your foot off the accelerator and ease off of it, and it will roll, and it'll be better this way. When you ease off the accelerator, the car will naturally come to a stop, and you just have to control the car. If you put your foot, pull up the handbrake, it's going to cause a problem, or push harder on the brake, it will flip. So it's very difficult to remember in an emergency. Take your foot. Very difficult in emergency to take your foot off of the foot brake. When must you use dipped headlights during the day? When parking, in poor visibility, all the time, or on narrow streets? The correct answer is poor visibility. So you use dipped headlights in poor visibility. Why is traveling in neutral for long distances known as coasting wrong? The engine will run faster, it will cause the car to skid, it will make the engine stall, there won't be any engine braking. The correct answer is there won't be any engine braking. If your car is in neutral, it means that your car is not in gear. This is known as coasting. So very, very quickly, guys, because I do want to make sure that you guys see this. Coasting looks like this. So this is coasting when your car is not in gear. I guess coasting is not in gear. It's basically when your car is not actually connected to the gear, it's disconnected to the gear, which means that it's very, very dangerous, but the car is like in neutral, I guess. So the car is coasting in neutral. So the car is not in gear. So you have your gearboxes here. It's literally in neutral here. This is an automatic one, but with a manual one, it's not in gear. Yeah, so you're saving fuel. Is it safe? Does it work? Not really. Don't do it. Your driving instructor will be really angry with you, so don't do it. He looks like a nice guy, but if you put coasting, he'll go, "Oh my God, what are you doing to my car?" Don't do that. So don't do that. Don't put it in neutral and just let it roll down the hill. Do it in your car, but not in his car. What should you do when you're dealing with this hazard forward? Switch on your windscreen wipers, switch on your hazard warning lights, use a high gear to prevent wheel spin, use a low gear and drive slowly. The correct answer is use a low gear and drive slowly. So if you go, so this is forward. What forward means is like a deep water. So forward, deep water. So when you're driving through deep water like this, yeah, your car can get stuck in here. So you have to be very, very careful about going through the deep water. If you're in deep water like this, you must make sure that you basically test your brakes afterwards. So when you go through deep water, test your brakes. If you test your brakes to see if it still works, that's the correct answer for going through deep water. And they also say, what does a deep forward look like? It looks like this, like basically water that goes over the road in the winter time. Yeah, let's have a quick look here. So use a low gear and drive slowly. Lower gears push the car a lot further, very fast. So low gears in water goes very, very quickly. And low and high gears in ice goes slowly. So higher gears go slower, and lower gears 1 and 2 go fast, and 3, 4, and 5 go slowly. Why is it bad technique to coast when driving downhill? The tires will wear more quickly, the vehicle will gain speed, the fuel consumption will increase, the engine will overheat. So the correct answer here is the vehicle will gain speed. So if it's bad technique to coast when going downhill, it's because it will gain speed. tires will wear more quickly, meaning the tires will get worn out. That's not the case. Fuel consumption, meaning how much fuel your car drinks will go more. The engine will overheat, meaning it's very warm. No, it'll just gain speed when going downhill when coasting. You're driving down a steep hill. Why could it be dangerous to keep the clutch down or roll in neutral for too long? A, it will damage the engine. B, fuel consumption will be higher. C, your vehicle will pick up speed. Or D, it will wear the tires out more quickly. So the correct answer here is your vehicle will pick up speed. So if you're driving down like a steep hill in coasting, it'll just pick up speed. That's the one thing that you have to remember for this one. What will happen if you hold the clutch pedal down or roll in neutral for too long? It will reduce your control, it will use more fuel, it will cause the engine to overheat, it will improve your tire wear. So the correct answer is it will reduce your control. So holding the clutch pedal down or rolling in neutral for too long will reduce the control of the car. Why is it dangerous to leave rear fog lights on when they're not needed? They may be confused with brake lights, electrical systems could be overloaded, the bulbs would fail, direction indicators may not work properly. The correct answer is they may be confused with your brake lights. So having your fog lights on can be the same as your brake lights. So just here, seeing like fog lights. What do fog lights look like? And they have to be rear fog lights. Right, rear fog lights look like your brakes. And so people can get confused. These are not brake lights, these are rear fog lights. So you don't want to put them on because they get confused with your brake lights. So they can confuse people. So this is a fog light, this is a brake light. So turn them off when fog is less than 100 meters. And that's how it works. You can confuse them. You've just driven out of fog or dhund in Urdu. So aap dhund se bahar aaye. What must you do now that visibility has improved? Switch off your fog lights, keep your rear fog lights switched on, keep your front fog lights switched on, leave the fog lights switched on in case the fog returns. So switch them off if you're leaving fog. Visibility, meaning your nazar, your visibility has improved. Driven out of fog, switch off your fog lights. Well done. You have to make a journey in fog. What should you do before you set out? Make sure that your windows are clean. Top up the radiator with antifreeze. Make sure that you have a warning triangle in your vehicle. Check the battery. The correct answer is make sure that the windows are clean. This question comes in your test and it's saying that like you're driving and your windows are dirty and there's glare. What should you do? Make sure your windows are clean. This is an answer for your actual exam. And students come back to me and they're like, what does it mean? What is this? And so I have to explain. Motorway rules. We've got 3 more to go, guys. Good job. Keep it up. We're very impressed. This is a full overview of the entire driving theory test. So it's good to get this video under your belt. Then you can begin your own revision. You're on a motorway. There's a contraflow system ahead. What should you expect to find? Speed humps, temporary traffic lights, wider lanes than normal, or lower speed limits? The correct answer is lower speed limits. What is a contraflow? Very simply put, contraflow looks like this. Contraflow system. A contraflow system is roadworks on the motorway and they expect you, this is the sign for it, and they expect you to have a lower speed limit. So traditionally you're traveling at 70 miles an hour, but here you cannot travel at 70, you've got to travel at 30 because there are roadworks and you have to be very close to the car in front of you and you need to be very safe. So you're on a motorway, there's a contraflow system ahead. What should you expect to find? Lower speed limits. You're towing a trailer along a 3-lane motorway. When may you use the right-hand lane? When large vehicles are in the left and center lanes, when there's slow-moving traffic, when there are lane closures, when you can maintain a high speed. Correct answer is when there are lane closures. So you're towing a trailer on a 3-lane motorway. You're only supposed to be in the left and center lanes with a trailer. Why? Because trailers can't get to 70 miles an hour. They can only get to 60. There is if you type into Google speed limits for cars on motorways, you'll see it's 60 for single, 60 for, actually, why not I just show you to you? I'm here now. I may as well just, again, guys, if you want the full training course, go onto our website. I'm covering all of these things for you on there. and I'm making it very, very simple, and I've made it shorter. Like the materials, I've actually condensed the materials down, which is super, super cool. So the materials are actually a lot less now to keep it good for you. Speed limit, motorway. So here we go. This is a good one, actually. This one, either way, either one's good. It's going to tell you whatever. So for a car, it's literally... Oh, hang on a second. I've made it too small. So for a car, it's 30, 60, 70, 70. For a car towing a trailer, it's 30, 50, 60, 60. So car towing a trailer is 30, 50, 60, 60, 30, 60, 70, 70. Very good. Very good. Okay. So you're towing a trailer along a 3-lane motorway. When may you use the right-hand lane? When there are lane closures. Very good. Your vehicle breaks down on the hard shoulder of a motorway. You need to use your mobile phone to call for help. What should you do? Stand at the rear of the vehicle while making the call. Open the bonnet to help the emergency services know you've broken down. Check your location from the marker post on the left. Phone a friend and ask them to come and collect you. The correct answer here is check your location from the marker post on the left. So if your vehicle breaks down, check your location from the marker post and the sign and give them those numbers. What restrictions apply to new drivers holding a provisional driving license? So you guys can't, sorry, I'm not going to explain it first. Let me read the question. They can't drive with more than one passenger. They can't drive at night. They can't drive over 30 miles an hour, and they can't drive unaccompanied. Which is the correct answer? Unaccompanied. We know this language. We used it in the previous section. Restrictions apply for provisionals. You can't drive without someone with you. You're driving on a motorway. Well before you reach your intended exit, where should you position your vehicle? In the middle lane, in the left-hand lane, on the hard shoulder, and in any lane. So the correct answer here is in the left-hand lane. So well before you reach your intended exit, where should you position your vehicle? In the left-hand lane. Well done. You're driving on a motorway. The car in front shows its hazard warning lights for a short time. What does this tell you? The driver wants you to overtake. Traffic ahead is slowing or stopping suddenly. The other car is going to change lanes. There's a police speed check ahead. So the correct answer here is traffic ahead is slowing or stopping suddenly. Well done. Good job. Why is it particularly important to carry out a check on your vehicle before making a long motorway journey? The road surface will wear down the tires faster. Continuous high speeds increase the risk of your vehicle breaking down. You'll have to do more harsh braking on motorways. Motorway service stations don't deal with breakdowns. The correct answer here is continuous high speeds will make your vehicle break down. So if you're traveling at 70 miles an hour continuously, your car is more likely to be under pressure and could break down faster. So a long motorway journey, continuous high speeds. So it's important to check everything before you go on the motorway. Your vehicle has broken down on the motorway and you aren't able to stop on the hard shoulder. What should you do? Stand behind your vehicle to warn others. Attempt to repair your vehicle quickly. Switch on your hazard warning lights. Stop following traffic and ask for help. The correct answer is switch on your hazard warning lights. So if your vehicle's broken down on the motorway or on the hard shoulder, you can't go onto the hard shoulder, switch on your hazard lights, grip the steering wheel very firmly and try and move over to the hard shoulder. You're driving on a motorway. By mistake, you go past the exit that you wanted to take. What should you do? Carefully reverse in the left-hand lane. Carefully reverse on the hard shoulder. Make a U-turn at a gap in the central reservation or carry on to the next exit. So the correct answer is carry on to the next exit. So you go past the exit that you wanted to take, carry on to the next exit. Your car gets a puncture while you're driving on a motorway. You get it onto the hard shoulder. What should you do? Use an emergency telephone and call for help. Try to wave down another vehicle for help. Only change the wheel if you have a passenger to help you. Carefully change the wheel yourself. So the correct answer is use an emergency telephone to call for help. So if you get a puncture on the hard shoulder, go over to the emergency phone and use it and call for help. Why? Because your mobile phone won't tell them where you are on the motorway. Use the emergency telephone and use that number. All right, last two to three tests. So I think it's right, roughly 30 questions left. Good luck, guys. Well done for sticking at it for so long. I'm really impressed. I'm really proud of you. You will drive a car. You will pass your test and you will, I promise you will be driving this year. I promise you. You're carrying a child in your car. They're under 3 years old. Which of these is a suitable restraint? An adult lap belt, an adult seat belt, an adult holding a child, or a child seat? The correct answer is a child seat. Well done. How should a load be carried on your roof rack? Covered with plastic sheeting, securely fastened with suitable restraints, loaded towards the rear of the vehicle, visible in your exterior mirror. The correct answer is securely fastened with suitable restraints. Well done. You wish to tow a trailer. Where would you find the maximum nose weight allowed on your vehicle's tow hitch? In your license documents, in the highway code, in your vehicle registration certificate, in your vehicle handbook. So the correct answer here is in the vehicle handbook. So you find the maximum nose weight allowed in your vehicle handbook. A trailer must stay securely hitched to the towing vehicle. What additional safety device must be fitted to a trailer braking system? A jockey wheel, a stabilizer, a breakaway cable, or corner steadies? The correct answer is a breakaway cable, and then the stabilizer and a jockey wheel are extra. But this is quite a complicated question, but it only ever has one answer. So if I was to type in trailer breakaway cable, this is the answer that we're looking for. It's a legal requirement that your car is fitted with one of these, which is called a breakaway cable. Breakaway means that if the trailer does break away from your car, that the wire pulls it and keeps it securely fastened. So if you're doing like the jockey wheel, the tow bar, onto the, I forget what they call this, tow hitch, I think, and you securely fasten it, but you do not have a breakaway cable, that is illegal. That breakaway cable needs to be there. So if it does, the trailer does come off, you can keep it attached, which is good. So that's a breakaway cable. So all you need to do is, what additional safety device? Breakaway cable. It's in the document, so go and download it. Are passengers allowed to ride in a caravan that is being towed? No, not at any time. Only if the seats in the towing vehicle are full. Only if a stabilizer is fitted. Yes, if they're over 14. No. Passengers can't ride in a caravan that's being towed because it changes the weight of the caravan and it could tip and it could cause an accident. You're planning to tow a caravan. Which of these will be the biggest aid to the vehicle handling? Power steering fitted to the towing vehicle, a stabilizer fitted to the tow bar, a jockey wheel fitted to the tow bar, anti-lock brakes fitted to the towing vehicle. The correct answer is a stabilizer fitted to the tow bar. So the biggest aid to vehicle handling will be a stabilizer fitted to the tow bar. Well done. Who's responsible for making sure that a vehicle isn't overloaded? The person who loaded the vehicle, the owner of the items being carried, the licensing authority, the driver of the vehicle. The correct answer here is the driver of the vehicle. So who's responsible for making sure that the vehicle isn't overloaded? The driver of the vehicle. What can be badly affected when you overload your vehicle? The vehicle's ventilation, the vehicle's battery, the vehicle's gearbox, or the vehicle's handling. The correct answer here is the vehicle's handling. Well done. How will a heavy load on your roof rack affect your vehicle's handling? It will make the steering lighter, it will reduce the stopping distance, it will improve the road holding, it will reduce the stability. Correct answer here is reducing the stability. So if you've got a heavy load on a roof rack, my favorite, guys, my favorite picture in the whole wide world is this. I love these pictures. They're just hilarious. Heavy load, roof rack. Funny. So for me, this is the funniest thing in the world. I love these. I think, like the Mr. Bean type car stuff. I think that's hilarious. But things basically meaning that your roof rack is very much overloaded for the car that you have. There's a lot going on in it. Like very, very heavy. If I was to just type in India, for example, even Pakistan does it like crazy. But oh wait, it doesn't tell you overload. So if I was to type in overload, this is overloaded. These pictures I think are hilarious. These overloaded cars, like how are you driving with the car like this? These are the overloaded roof racks. Yeah, so basically I love these. These are great. So this is when you've overloaded your roof rack too much. Roof racks, baskets, yeah, so cool. So it's going to reduce the stability of the car. Stability is how well you drive it. On which occasion should you inflate your tires more than their normal pressure? When the tire tread is worn below 2 millimeters, when the roads are slippery, when the vehicle is fitted with anti-lock brakes, when carrying a heavy load. The correct answer is when carrying a heavy load. Well done. All right, let's keep going. When must you stop your vehicle before merging onto a motorway at the end of a one-way street? If you're involved in an accident that causes damage or injury at a junction where there are giveaway lines. The correct answer here is you stop your vehicle if you're involved in an incident that causes damage or injury. Well done. Not well done that you've caused the injury, it's just well done that you got like the right answer. So well done, you got it right. You're traveling on a road that has a cycle lane. The lane is marked by a broken white line. What does this mean? Cyclists can travel in both directions in that lane. You shouldn't drive in the lane unless it's unavoidable. The lane must be used by motorcyclists in heavy traffic. There's a reduced speed limit for motor vehicles using the lane. So the correct answer is you shouldn't drive in the lane unless it's unavoidable. Yes. To help keep your vehicle secure at night, where should you park? On a red route, near a police station, in a well-lit area, or in a quiet road? The correct answer is in a well-lit area. Very good. You're parked in a busy high street. What's the safest way to turn your vehicle around so that you go the opposite way? Drive into a side road and reverse into a main road. Do a U-turn, get someone to stop the traffic. Find a quiet side road to turn around in. The correct answer is find a quiet side road to turn around in. Well done. Other than direction indicators, how can you give signals to other road users? By using side lights, by using interior lights, by using fog lights, by using brake lights. The correct answer is by using brake lights. So direction indicators give signals to other road users by using brake lights. You're driving at night with your headlights on full beam. A vehicle is overtaking you. When should you dip your lights? Only if the other driver dips their headlights sometime after the vehicle has passed you, as soon as the vehicle passes you, before the vehicle starts to pass you. So again, it's as soon as the vehicle passes you. I say again, this is actually the first time you've ever seen this question. It's really only one of a kind question. Full beam headlights, dip your lights, overtaking as soon as the vehicle passes you, meaning that as soon as they come around you, you need to dip your headlights so that the car can pass you. If you're driving at night, you're on a road that's only wide enough for one vehicle. A car is coming towards you. What should you do? Pull into a passing place on your left, pull into a passing place on your right, pull into a passing place so your vehicle is wider, force the other driver to reverse. So the correct answer is if you're driving on a road that's only wide enough for one vehicle, pull into a passing place on the left and then let the vehicle pass you by. That's the common courtesy thing to do. You're looking for somewhere to park your vehicle. The area is full except for spaces marked disabled use. What can you do? You can use one of the spaces as long as one is kept free. You can park in one of these spaces if you stay with your vehicle. You can't park there unless you're permitted to do so. You can use these spaces when elsewhere is full. The correct answer is you can't park there unless you're permitted to do so. So disabled use, you can't park there unless you're permitted to do so. When may you stop on an urban clearway to load or unload goods, to ask for directions, to set down and pick up passengers, to use mobile phones? The correct answer is to set down and pick up passengers. An urban clearway is something that even I get confused with a lot because there's terminology that it doesn't stick in my head. But an urban clearway, if your English isn't, the first language, it can be really difficult. But it's these places with these yellow signs and it tells you that you can't stop between this time and this time and this time and this time. Now you guys have a look. I know I've done a lot of talking. I know this overview is, the teacher explaining a lot, but I need you to tell me, what are these times? What is 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. and what is 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m.? Well, that's rush hour. That's the morning rush hour getting to work and school, and that's the evening rush hour getting back from school and work. So you cannot park on this road between morning rush hour and evening rush hour. And you see this blue sign? 1 means no waiting, 2 means no stopping. Yeah? 1 means no waiting, 2 means no stopping. Okay? Very good. All right, so here we go. So to set down and pick up passengers on an urban clearway. Very good. Where's the safest place to park your vehicle at night? In a quiet car park, near a red route, in a garage, or on a busy road? The correct answer is in a garage. So if you get the answer in a garage, and a lot of my students say, but teacher, I don't have a garage. And I say, well, no, I don't say yo, sorry. I say if you have a garage in the answers, then you have a garage. The examiner is telling you you own a garage because the garage is one of your options. So you do have a garage. So what's the safest place to park your vehicle? In the garage or under a street light where there's plenty of light? Last question, guys. Are you ready for this? Here we go. You're driving in busy traffic. You want to pull up on the left just after a junction on the left. When should you signal? Just before you reach the junction. It would be better not to signal at all as you're passing or just after the junction, well before you reach the junction. So you should, if you're in busy traffic and you want to turn left, you want to signal as you're passing or just after the junction to let people know that you want to pull up left after the junction. If you did it before, it's telling people that you're going to turn left. Why should you make sure that your indicators are cancelled after you're turning? To avoid damage to the indicator relay, to avoid flattening your battery, to avoid dazzling other road users, to avoid misleading other road users. The correct answer is you don't want to mislead other people. So you want to cancel your indicators after you've turned to show people the body language of your car correctly. You don't want to mislead people. Mislead people means to make them think you're going to do something, but you didn't. When may you use hazard warning lights while you're driving? On rural routes, after a sign warning of animals, on the approach to Toucan crossings where cyclists are waiting to cross, instead of sounding the horn in a built-up area between 11:30 p.m. and 7 a.m, on a motorway or unrestricted dual carriageway to warn of a hazard ahead. The correct answer is on a motorway or unrestricted dual carriageway to warn of a hazard ahead. So you use the hazard warning lights to let people know ahead of you there's something that's slowing you down. Question 4. At a railway level crossing, the red lights continue to flash after a train has gone by. What should you do? Phone the signal operator, alert drivers behind you, wait, or proceed with caution. The correct answer is wait. If the red lights at a train crossing are on, then do wait. It's a good idea to wait because another train could be coming and the red lights are still on. So don't drive over it if it's still red. A police car is following you. The police officer flashes the headlights and points to the left. What should you do? Pull up on the left, turn left at the next junction, move over to the left, stop immediately. The correct answer is pull up on the left. So the police officer flashes the headlights and points to the left, so you pull up on the left. That's how he does it. He flashes the headlights and then says go to the left. What speed limit is often found in narrow residential streets? 20 miles per hour, 25, 35 or 40? The correct answer is 20 miles per hour. So what speed limit is often found in narrow residential streets? 20 miles an hour. Because on the main road is 30, on the residential is 20. Other drivers may sometimes flash their headlights at you. In which situation are they allowed to do that? To let you know there's a fault with your vehicle, to show you that they're giving way to you, to warn you of their presence, to warn of a radar speed trap ahead. Correct answer is to warn you of their presence. So the driver may sometimes flash their headlights at you to warn you of their presence. Well done. Your vehicle is stationary. When may you use its horn? When signaling that you've just arrived, when another road user poses a danger, when it's used only briefly, when the road is blocked by queuing traffic. The correct answer is when another road user poses a danger. So your vehicle is stopped. When can you use your horn? When another road user is like coming to your car and saying, hey, I'm going to hit your car. Flashing my lights, honking my horn. Don't hit Rahul's car. Don't hit Rahul's car. When may you sound the horn? To attract a friend's attention, to give you the right of way, to warn you, to warn others of your presence, to make slower drivers move over. Correct answer is to warn you of your presence. So this question and this question is the same pretty much. When can you use your horn? When other people pose a danger. When can you use your horn? Use your horn to warn others of your presence, to let them know that you're there. Very nice. You're on a motorway, red flashing lights appear above your lane only. What should you do? I think this is the last question. Move into another lane in good time. Continue in that lane and look for further information. Pull onto the hard shoulder, stop and wait for an instruction to proceed. So the correct answer is move into another lane in good time. So if there's red flashing lights above your lane only, move into another lane. If it's above all the lanes, then you need to stop and wait. Okay, no, there's another section, document, sorry. So I think there's like 2 more sections. What does the Pass Plus scheme enable newly qualified drivers to do? Increase their insurance premiums, widen their driving experience, avoid mechanical breakdowns, supervise a learner driver. The correct answer is widen their driving experience. So a pass plus scheme is when your driving instructor says, hey, well done, you've passed, here's your driving license. Do you want to go on the road? Do you want to do some extra like driving? Do you want to, come with me and we'll do some motorway and nighttime driving? You don't have to, but if you do that, then you will get more, you'll get less insurance premiums by the insurance company, but not all of the insurance companies do it. So it's, in my opinion, just get on the road and don't use any L plates. Just drive properly. Just don't put any L plates. Just drive like a normal person and you'll be fine. You'll get used to it. What's the purpose of the Pass Plus scheme? To allow you to drive anyone else's vehicle, to improve your basic driving skills, to increase your mechanical knowledge, to give you a discount on your MOT. Again, it's to improve your basic driving skills. It just widens your driving skills, improves. So the language you want to use in the test is widening the driving experience and improve your basic driving skills. Well done. You claim on your insurance to have your car repaired. Your policy has an excess of £100. What does this mean? Your vehicle is insured for a value of £100 if it's stolen. The insurance company will pay for the first £100 of any claim. You'll be paid £100 if you don't claim within 1 year. You'll have to pay the first £100 of the cost of repairs to your car. Very good. So you have to pay the first £100 of the cost of repairs to your car. Well done. What's the legal minimum insurance cover you must have to drive on public roads? Third-party fire and theft, third-party only, personal injury recovery, or comprehensive? Correct answer is third-party only. So there are 3 types of insurance covers. Third-party only, which is the minimum. Third-party fire and theft, which is affecting your car and fire and theft. Sorry, the other person's car and fire and theft. A third party means like another car. Like if you're reading a book and it's in third perspective, it's the other person's perspective. First perspective is your own perspective. Comprehensive is your car, their car, and fire and theft and everyone. Comprehensive is the most expensive. Third party fire and theft is the second expensive, and third party is the least expensive. So if you have third party, it's the legal minimum. It's the least expensive and it's the minimum. So in case you're in a car accident, it at least covers the other driver. Your vehicle is insured with third party only, so you've got legal minimum. What does this cover? Damage to your vehicle, all damage and injury, damage to other vehicles, or injury to yourself? So read this carefully. I gave you the answer before. Try it again. Take your time. Your vehicle is insured for third party only. What does this cover? Damage to your vehicle or damage and injury, damage to another vehicles or injury to yourself. The correct answer is damage to other vehicles. So third party is damage to others. Well done. Good job. If you're struggling with this and you're having a bit of trouble, just get the full course, and I have a whole section based on the full course and it's really good. The Pass Plus scheme has been created for new drivers. What's the main purpose? To allow you to carry passengers, to allow you to drive faster, to improve your basic skills, to let you drive on motorways. The correct answer is to improve your basic skills. So the Pass Plus scheme has been created for new drivers. What's its main purpose? To improve your basic skills. Well done. A new car will need its first MOT test when it's how old? 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years? The correct answer is 3 years. So a new car every 3 years will need an MOT test. If it comes out of the factory, it's like brand new. It doesn't need an MOT for 3 years. And then if it's older than 3 years old, like from the factory, every single year it needs an MOT test. So don't get this wrong when you go to the test. Car comes from factory, brand new, 3 years. Then after 3 years, it's every single year. Your car requires an MOT certificate. When is it legal to drive it without an MOT certificate? When driving to an appointment at an MOT center, when driving the car with the owner's permission, up to 7 days after the old certificate has run out, when driving to an MOT center to arrange an appointment. The correct answer is when driving to an appointment at an MOT center. So when your car requires an MOT certificate, when is it legal to drive without an MOT certificate? When driving to an appointment at an MOT center. So you can only drive your car to an MOT center, and it's legal to drive without an MOT certificate when you can't drive to make the appointment. You have to drive to the appointment. So that's the similarity. So this one, when driving to an MOT center to arrange the appointment, is the wrong answer. Get rid of that, but it's very similar. So throughout this training, I've shown you guys what the language is. I know I'm speeding up a little bit, but it's because it's literally like there's so many questions to go through. And in the real training, there's hundreds more that we go through that are all the different variations. But I'm trying to show you guys to underline the language and look at the language. I'm not going to teach you from the book. I'm going to teach you what comes in the test. And what comes in the test is these tricks that they're going to make two answers similar, that they're going to use this keyword and they're never going to change that keyword. Because in the last 11 years that I've been teaching it with my teachers and my team, which have, these are great dedicated teachers, they're really working hard. These keywords have never changed in 11 years. They may reword it, but they never change. What qualifies you to supervise a learner driver? You have held a license for at least a year. You must be an approved driving instructor. You must hold an advanced driving certificate. You must be 21 years old. The correct answer is you've got to be 21 years old to supervise. Supervise means to look over a learner driver. And I think you have to have a license for about 3 years. So that's what qualifies you. When may the cost of your insurance come down? When you pass the driving test first time, when you complete the Pass Plus scheme, when you don't wear glasses, when you're under 25 years old. The correct answer is when you complete the Pass Plus scheme. Well done. So when may the cost of your insurance come down? When you complete the Pass Plus scheme. Good job. All right, last one, guys. Oh my God, how long have we been doing this? It's like 140 questions. I don't even know how long this video is at this moment, but let's do it. Last 10 questions, keep it up. Question number 1. You lose control of your car and damage a garden wall. No one is around. What must you do? Run away to Mexico. A. Report the incident to the insurance company when you get home. Find someone in the area and tell them about it immediately. Report the incidents to the police within 24 hours. Go back and tell the house owner the next day. The correct answer is report the incident to the police within 24 hours. Well done. You're in a collision with another moving vehicle. Someone is injured and your vehicle is damaged. What information should you find out? The occupation of the other driver, the destination of the other driver's name, address, and telephone number, whether the other driver is licensed to drive. The correct answer is the other driver's name, address, and telephone number. Well done. You have a collision while your car is moving. What's the first thing you must do? Call the emergency services, stop only if someone waves at you, stop at the scene of the incident, call your insurance company. The correct answer is stop at the scene of the incident. So you have a collision while your car is moving. What's the first thing you should do? Stop, because you need to stop. It's a legal requirement to stop. Collision means when you hit another car. So when you hit another car, stop. What should you carry for use in the event of a collision? A collision is hitting another car. Road map, fire extinguisher, jump leads, can of petrol. Fire extinguisher is very good because in case of a fire or when you hit another car, that's really good. Your vehicle has broken down on an automatic railway level crossing. What should you do first? Get everyone out of the vehicle and clear the crossing. Walk along the track to give warning to any approaching trains. Try to push the vehicle clear of the crossing as soon as possible. Telephone your vehicle recovery service to move it. The correct answer here is get everyone out of the vehicle and clear the crossing. Well done. What should you do as you approach a long road tunnel? Put on your sunglasses and use the sun visor. Change down to a lower gear. Turn your headlights on to main beam. Make sure your radio is tuned to the frequency shown. Correct answer is make sure your radio is tuned to the frequency shown. Well done. Good job. You're in a tunnel, your vehicle is on fire and you can't drive it. What should you do? Stay in the vehicle and close the windows, leave the engine running, switch on the hazard warning lights, switch off all your lights. The correct answer is switch on the hazard warning lights. Well done. So the vehicle is on fire, switch on your warning lights. If you can't drive it out of the tunnel, then just switch on the lights. Your vehicle catches fire while driving through a tunnel. It's still drivable. Okay, cool. This is now our Bollywood moment. We're going to do a big Hollywood, Bollywood, Nollywood moment. What should you do? Drive it out of the tunnel if you can do so. Park it away from the carriageway. Pull up, then walk to an emergency telephone. Leave it where it is with the engine running. The correct answer is drive it out of the tunnel. Well done. Your vehicle breaks down in a tunnel. What should you do? Switch on hazard warning lights, then go and call for help. Stand in front of your vehicle and warn oncoming drivers. Stay in your vehicle and wait for the police. Stand in the lane behind your vehicle to warn others. The correct answer here is switch on your hazard warning lights, then go and call for help. So if your vehicle breaks down in a tunnel, switch on your hazard warning lights, then call for help. Well done. Last question. While you're driving, a warning light on your vehicle instrumental panel comes on. What should you do? Continue if the engine sounds all right. Check out the problem quickly and safely. Hope that it's just temporary electrical fault, or deal with the problem when there's more time. Sorry, my fat fingers just rolled and answered the question. Sorry. Check out the problem quickly and safely. Take it to a garage is another great answer that you have for this question. All right, guys, that is the last one. I'm so impressed. Well done. We've done 140 questions. Wow, amazing. I'm impressed. I'm actually impressed with you. I'm actually super, super impressed with you. Not only did you sit there and watch this video, but you now have an overview of every keyword that will come in your driving theory test. And you're pretty much like 75% ready to go for the exam. Now, the next stage is your hazard perception, which we're going to cover next. And I've got like a check sheet to help you with the 3-click technique. Yes, it's something super special. It's never been seen before. I've never shown it to anyone in 11 years, and now I'm giving it away because it's our 10-year anniversary. And I wanted to show you guys what type of training we've been doing over the last 10, 11 years. We've been helping hundreds of students pass their exams. And down below, you've got a download that you can click on, which will give you a vocabulary sheet of everything that we've been doing. If you want the questions and answers, join the course if you want it. If you're feeling like you can try it yourself, go online and do the questions. But please remember, use the technique that I've given you. Here's the technique overview. Your question, look at the keywords, look at the answers, look at the keywords, mix the question and the answer keywords together. And notice that there's some keywords that keep coming up again, like safety, stop and be safe, wait and be safe. All these are really important. Use those keywords. And in the next section, I'll show you how to pass your hazard 100% every time. So you're always going to get 100% on hazard. And your theory test, you just got to keep working at it until you get it. And then you can go start driving the car. All right, guys, my name is Rahul from Fast Track Training. That is all the time we have for today. I promise we'll see you on the next video. And thank you so much for watching. We wish you the very best. Thank you and take care.
Would you like to speak with a teacher and get started straight away? You can begin in just 3 simple steps. Step 1. Visit our website by clicking the link below. Step 2. Fill out our inquiry form with your details, and we will contact you back shortly. If you would like to speak with us straight away, then click the WhatsApp Now button and message us today. Step 3. If you are ready to start learning, then click on the course you would like. Once you have filled in your payment details, click Purchase and you will have access to your course. A teacher will contact you back within 24 hours to speak with you about your training. It's as simple as that. To request more information, leave a comment below and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Secure your future today with Fast Track Training. Worldwide learning and tuition.